Hiya, and welcome back to Wayfinder. The game that teaches us that, that the best way to rouse someone's interest is to lure them on with information. I could have thought of something better. I probably should have thought of something better. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Alright. What the fuck is going on? That's an amazing start. What does you three need from me, and how can I help of all people? My shift in demeanor seems to catch the three off guard, and Geralf is the first to speak now. We have come from our realm because we need to, find a finder to help us steer the future of our villages, and the Ironwood as a whole, onto the right path during the uncertain times ahead of us. That's a lot to take in, but I try to go over it in my head. I process it and come up with a question. Okay, but why is a finder necessary for that? They look amongst themselves. I ask another question. Why me? If you have finders in your realm like Arkin said before. Still nothing, but I'm not having it. What are the uncertain times? No more vague answers. We need to replace the great chief who went missing about a year ago. The elders have been convening to address issues and make decisions, but they need someone to take over now as there is too much in fighting, and they're falling fast from the people's favor. I see Geralf roll his eyes. Something is bothering him, but he doesn't mention it. He shakes his head and turns to me directly. We need a finder from outside our realm because the finders of our world may have an ulterior motive or hidden agenda. That's why we need you. Though the elders are known to leave such things up to fate, this matter is too urgent. Well, fuck. I don't think I know a damn thing about your world. How do you know I'd even be able to help? You, Fynn, you'd absolutely be able to help us. You've got a good head on your shoulders, and being told off by you seems to knock sense into people I would know. I let out a small laugh, remembering his piles of payment leaves and the look on Tucker's face when I rebuked him the day before. You aren't hindered by glamour magic, and that means you'll be able to handle tricks from the pixies as well. I absorb what he said and rub my temples gently. Pixies too? Do I need to ask if mystical creatures or folk of folklore are real, or should I just assume so? Just assume so. Just assume so. Just assume so. Just assume so. Got it. I shrug and shake my head. I'm really in the thick of it now. Okay, I should have known, honestly. So, do you three have places to stay? How are you remaining here? We've used magic to find our own lodgings. I know you're not exactly in favor of such methods, but rest assured it was our only option. We are here to vie for candidacy for the role of Great Chief. This is not the first time wolf giants have had to replace one who either disappeared or passed. The elders convene to determine which wolves, always male and from the families of leaders of each village, are able to participate. All candidates come to a specific place on Midgard and hunt for a seeker. We three lucked out to have found you so quickly. Why only males? That's a bit backwards. Most of us agree. From what we know, it's to honor our progenitor, so to speak. Since we three have found you, we're, as of this morning, the confirmed candidates. You'll essentially help determine which one of us is most fit to lead our people as a great chief. The other two of us will, hopefully, still fulfill some role based on your understanding of who we are and what goals of our own line up with what role you deem fitting. Oh, I see. So I just have to pick one of you three then? Geralt scoffs. It is not that simple, lad. Did he just call me lad? Well, what more is there to it? You will have to come with us to where the elders are convened and make it through a trial. After finishing this, the elders will tell all of us what is next to be done. A trial? Like the judge and jury kind, or the kind where I have to complete a task under certain circumstances? Geralt looks at me quizzically and tilts his head. It's actually cute, and I kick myself mentally for smiling when he does it. I don't explain myself since Bjorn chimes in. I don't believe we'll be going on trial, just going through one. Then again, the elders are a bit unorthodox sometimes. We'll have to leave tomorrow evening to make it to our villages by morning, and we'll have to travel to where the elders are convened after we arrive. I remember my mom's call earlier in the day. I can't miss going over to her place. Okay, well, I have plans tomorrow for most of the day. I don't have classes on Monday, thankfully. So if I decide to go with you guys, as long as we can be back by Tuesday, I'll be set. Arkin, Bjorn, and Geralt don't seem to have any concerns with this, and they actually seem happy. Okay, yeah. I'll just pack an overnight bag tonight and bring it with me when I go over to my mom's tomorrow. This is fucking insane! Linus has an automatic feeder in a closet somewhere, and he has a fountain water dish with a filter. What is happening to my reality right now? I'll contact one of you when I'm ready. Travel through realms for a day trip, and be back in time for psych class on Tuesday. As if it's so simple! Easy peasy! Thankfully, I managed to avoid another panic attack, and Arkin doesn't seem to notice my palms sweating. God damn it. Now I can't stop thinking about Lose Yourself by Eminem. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti is nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop. What the fuck? Why does it all fit? Why does it fit? Why do the lyrics fit? Like, okay, his palms are sweaty, his knees are weak, his arms are heavy, there's vomit on his sweater already, except there isn't. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he's throwing the words, but the words won't come out. He's choking now. I'm like reading this conversation between, like, Amethyst, I'm reading this conversation between you and Drax, and it is hilarious. Like, it is very entertaining. Like, I'm reading that conversation while I'm reading this at the same time. So, assuming I do decide to go, how do we get there? Arkin smiles wide, and I know I'm about to hear some shit. Oh shit! Well, since it's your first time, you'll have to sleep with one of us. Bjorn and Geralt smack their foreheads in unison. I feel the blush coming on. Am I being propositioned by 3 wolf giants? God damn! Arkin, you could at least ask me to dinner first. He means it literally. We travel through magics in our sleep. Bjorn chuckles, and I look to see him rubbing his forearm anxiously with his other hand. The number of times I've seen a wolf giant blush can now likely be counted on more than 2 hands. You should, I mean, you know, form a stronger bond. That way you won't get, lost. Oh shit, that is a moth. Excuse me? Did he just say Lost? I'll send myself to horny jail. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. It's not likely to happen at all, as 3 of us are very proficient in magic, but when traveling through realms, one can get lost in a dream realm. Unless that person is strong enough with magic to leave on their own, the only other way is being pulled out. Otherwise, one could be lost there for eternity. Also, why didn't the thing play? I looked at that and what the fuck did I just come right into? Just what the fuck? Like, I need to be able to see all these devices. I need to be able to see them. Like, it's like a whole thing. I need to be able to see this, that, and the other thing all at the same time. Otherwise, one could be lost there for eternity. Nope. Fuck nope. These wolf giants are going to get me erased from existence. I'm not so sure this is such a good idea anymore. I feel my stomach drop and I once again drop down to hold my knees. This time Arkin stays where he is, but it's only a second or so before the feeling passes and I stumble back up to a standing position. Hang on, let me see if I can, like, change my view. There we go. Hang on, I'm, like, changing my editor real quick. So...
Suzu.
Mini feed. Goes there. Audio mixer.
I'm white and I will be offensive if I want to be.
Woo! Alright, I just changed my display. Alright, I just changed my display so that way I can see more. I can see more now. Woohoo! This time Arkin stays where he is, but it's only a second or so before the feeling passes and I stumble back up to a standing position. We travel...
I like eggs.
Oh my god. Are you talking about the channel points eggs or just the actual food eggs? Like, I'm just, like, reading this conversation. It is hilarious. like, look at this. It's like, Suzu, I'm white and I will be offensive if I want to be. I like eggs. It's killing me. We travel through the divide between realms in our sleep, Fynn. There is a negligible room for error, save for weak magic users and those who, unlike us, have not done this before. What are you doing? Okay, just go lay down. No, don't scream, Dudley. I do hope that makes you feel better. I tilt my head, showing indifference. However, know that after you decide which of us you'd prefer to travel with, if you still feel uncertain about moving between worlds, you can have that person hold on to you as you sleep. That way, there is absolutely no chance you will end up anywhere alone. I look at him with confusion plain on my face. Geralt explains a bit more. We take whatever it is with us when we go. Our intent is enough to carry another person, but physically holding a person is a guarantee. What he says is reassuring, but I still feel a bit scared. However, I realize something important and speak up. Well, I probably won't be able to make any time to hang out tomorrow before we're set to go, since I have a seriously important thing to do tomorrow. I can hang out with one of you later on tonight, though I'd rather we all hang out together if possible. I still don't know who I'd rather go with, if I'm even going. Plus, I might need to spend more time with all three of you anyway, so I can gauge what you're all about. Geralt looks at Bjorn, and I see Arkin staring off with an expression of either sadness or worry. Honestly, that is probably not for the best. It may just be a bit awkward like it is now. Better for you to just pick one of us. Is it awkward? I noticed. I wonder what's going on here that I can't see. All three of them look fine for the most part. They all got nervous when Arkin mentioned sleeping with one of them, though. Maybe I can try to use my Finder power to find what it is they're feeling. I couldn't. Feels like I'd be manipulating them. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. I wonder if there will be hard feelings between the two I don't pick and the one I do. Oh well, can't help them all. But looking at the figure and size of the three of them, I almost wish I could. When did I... thinking noises, never mind. Okay, well, when I make my decision, how will I let you three know? Do you guys have cell phones? Oh, we usually just use our howl, but we can use magic to communicate as well. Whoa, really? What can't these guys do? I never thought wolf giants were real, but if I had, I definitely would not have pegged them as being good at magic of all things. I wonder if they can teach me any. Well, can I use magic? Can you guys teach me? They look at one another nervously, with Arkin walking up to me and patting me on the shoulder. Before he can shoot me down, Geralt chimes in. Have strange things happened to you lately? Aside from meeting 3 wolf giants? The 3 of them chuckle. There are a few things, aside from just using my Finder power to find a book on a shelf and making it fall. Mansplain, manifest, manslaughter. Wait, why are we slaughtering people? Which I really need to read in return. I also managed to find your voices in the howl last night just by thinking of you guys. Well, those don't necessarily seem unnatural for a finder. Although I never saw what caused that bookshelf to fall, mind you. It could have been you developing more powers somehow. Like telekinesis? Am I turning into a superhero? Anything but that. Did you say something? Oh, no. Okay, well, we know the howl thing is out of the ordinary. Maybe that is some advanced finder ability. What is this conversation? Amethyst, what is this conversation between you and Drax? Like, it's... Hydration. But seriously, what is this conversation between you and Drax, Amethyst? Because it is... I don't know. It's very entertaining. If not, it could be a latent magic power that you were able to harness. Right, we could try to teach you to commune with us. The 3 look among themselves and seem to have decided something. They're becoming besties. Aww. Arkin nods and Bjorn smiles as the 3 surround me. Right, so your goal is to think of a person you want to speak to. And then send them a message in your head! You need to have them hear you by your own desire for them to do so alone. Whoa. I heard Bjorn's voice. In my head. Is it really that easy for them? Please teach me that. Please. Feeling my excitement, Arkin steps up to me and smiles, looking me straight in the eyes. Fynn, close your eyes. I do as I'm asked. I hear Geralt, but I don't hear him. Alright now, Fynn. I want you to remember our voices, and one after another, I want you to think of us saying a word you have heard us say. A word I've heard them say. Doesn't need to be the same word. A word I've heard them all say. If so, I think I have one. Okay, I've got it. I remember when I met each of them and when they said it to me. Arkin just after he rushed to me to calm me down because he was the first wolf giant I've ever met. Geralt when he complimented me after we ran away from Tucker. Bjorn when he was excited to find out if I was the one who he thought I was. Okay. Now say it to us. Try us one at a time. I speak to Arkin. Finder. Not quite, friend. Again. I speak to Geralt. Finder. Getting there, Fynn. Again. I speak to Bjorn, but this time I don't use my voice. I use my mind. I will the words to him as though I'm angry. As though I'm desperate and I need him to hear me. I need them all to hear me. Finder. I hear nothing, and I'm a bit frightened for a moment.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
I was staying hydrated.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
Oh my god! Then I hear them laughing and clapping for me. Did I do it? You can all hear me, right? By the great wolf, it is as though he has always been able to do it. With that voice I'm doing, I'd better drink water. I am drinking water. Except I'm out of water, and I should probably refill my water, but I'll do that after stream. What a marvelous learner you are, Fynn. It's true. You really are good at learning fast. Thanks. I have absolute faith that you'll be able to handle this and many other kinds of magic. Bjorn looks so excited. It must make him extremely proud that he was able to teach someone how to speak through their mind. Remember, Fynn, never use that on humans. They are like to lose their minds. So do not try to use this to fend those brutes off as much as it pains me to ask of you. I nod and shudder thinking about how horrible it'd be to try to talk to any of the football team in person, let alone with my mind. Heathens. The lot of them. Well, for now, maybe we should finish up here and all return to our homes. Fynn, you can call out to one of us if you decide you wish to spend time together before tomorrow. But there isn't a rush on us going. Returning by Monday is just convenient, not necessary. It's just that the elders are convening in a neutral distance between our respective villages for the next few days. I nod and take that into consideration. Even if I decide not to go with them this time, we could still go at a more reasonable time. I need to think. Alright, I need to think about all of this, but I'll nap on it and call one of you guys later on. Are we coming up to where the routes diverge? Are we coming up to where the routes diverge into different paths? We all say our goodbyes and I close up the shop. Ah, fuck, I hit my pop filter. After I lock up the door, I see everyone headed in different directions. I happen to follow close behind Arkin for a minute before his path splits off, and, after a wave to one another, mine continues out of the mall and on my way home. Chapter 5, Intercession. I should probably be wearing glasses. I'm not going to. Borrowing siblings' glasses. I unlock my apartment door and enter, dropping my keys on the counter next to it. I turn to close and lock my front door and then sigh. What am I doing? Am I really contemplating going with these wolf giants to their realm? How does that end for me? And why do I feel like this isn't going to be as simple as finding their new leader? Haya. I move toward my bedroom and upon entering, feel Linus brushing up against my leg. Hello, Linus. Hey there, fuzzbutt. Haya. I reach down to pet him and he boops his nose against my finger, brushing his head against my hand. You'll probably want your dinner, huh, mister? Oh my god! Oh my god, I call my pets the same thing. Oh, mister. Oh, mister. Ah. I move out to the kitchen to his food bowl and open the container of dry food for him, measure out his meal, and retrieve the remainder of his last wet food portion from the fridge. Linus, being a smart kitty, follows me to the kitchen, and then once I claim his morsel-filled goods from the cold box, his primal senses tell him he must beg. Linus stands on his hind legs, hopping onto my leg with one paw and reaching for the source of the meaty smell with the other. He gently wraps my hand twice. Linus, you want your food? Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this conversation? What is this conversation? It is hilarious. Linus, you want your food? Does my little liney whiny want his food? Don't start. Okay. My cutie meows and follows me as I head over towards his dry food. I lower the wet food down to the placemat and take his water to refresh it for him, patting him on the head as he happily devours his spoils. Now that I've finished taking care of Linus's needs, I decide to take care of my own need to nap. After that, I'll decide who to hang out with, I suppose. I undress down to my briefs and, after cracking open the window to the fire escape just in case Linus wants out, I lie down under my fuzzy cotton blanket to nap for a few hours. My vision fades from reality and I open my eyes to the sight of unknown, yet familiar, surroundings. The sky above me seems to be absolutely bespeckled with stars, and the night sky overwhelms me as I feel myself being swallowed up by it. My body is flung toward the heavens, and I see the ground below me getting farther and farther away. Hang on, let me, crying in $50. Oh no! The world I know and feel safe. No one feels safe and is pulled away from me as I feel myself falling up. The stars and cosmos pass me by. I wonder if I'm going to be returning or if this is it for me. Did I pass in my sleep? Is this the truth of humanity, our consciousness lent to us from some light years off place? Am I returning to where I belong? Then I'm snapped through the sights of worlds beyond my ken. I can see the stone castles built on fields of ice. Clouds drifting along windy plains. And then I find myself back in that place where my dream had begun the night I met Arkin. Hello? Is anyone there? Can you hear me? A few moments pass, and I feel the hairs on my neck rise. I know someone is there. Maybe if I reach out with my mind instead. Hello? Can you hear me? Are you there? Yes, Finder. I can hear you. I am here. Oh! There isn't much time. I need your help, Finder. I need you to find my brother so we may free our father. The Aesir are not to be trusted, and if we do not work quickly, that's all well and good, but who are you? My apologies. My name is Skull. That name is familiar. I cross my arms. Or would if I could. I move to perform the action and yet feel nothing happen. Body or no, I find I can still speak, so I do. Crying himbo arms and ads. Am I not actually here, or am I somehow restricted from movement? Where is here exactly? Who is your brother? Who is your father, and where is he? Fair questions. Forgive me, Finder. And my name isn't Finder. Call me Fynn, please. Very well, Fynn. I apologize if you were insulted by my manner of address. I realize my methods are a bit unorthodox, but I find myself unable to do much else as I am now. As for where we are, well, you are still in your bedchambers. I have called your slumbering mind to this place. You shall become very familiar with this realm in time. This is Jotunheim, the realm of the giants. Finally, some answers. Why me? Why do you need me so badly? I can't see Skull, but I can tell he's thinking. First, let me see to your other questions. My brother is called Hati. He and I have been cursed with the near-eternal duty by the Aesir. I know he resents the Aesir just as much as I do for this. However, I am unable to see him or meet him. Thus, I require assistance and you just happen to be in a position to help. Convenience, is it? Why can't I shake the feeling that this is all more than coincidence? I process what he tells me and think on it for a few moments before he speaks up again. For now, the why of it all is unimportant. If you decide to help me, we will require Hati's assistance as well. We must needs free my brother from his state and my father, the great wolf, from his binds. What are the Aesir, by the way? You've mentioned them a few times. The Aesir are the beings who currently hold power over the realm we're in right now. Their plans spell ruin for the very same realm they were meant to protect. They've turned a blind eye to those of us they no longer consider a threat, and so we are safe from their treachery for now. I suppose you'll find the answer to that on your own eventually. You're at a crossroads and the choice of paths is yours and yours alone. Then why doesn't it feel that way? This all sounds a bit out of my depth, but I'm already potentially helping 3 wolf giants find a chief for their tribes. I might as well try to help the other wolf from my dreams in this skull. Aesir is plural for ass. Hey, yo, is it? Hang on, I need to confirm this. I need to Google it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so they are gods. They are gods, but it is the plural of ass, os, or god. It is the plural of ass. The plural of Aesir is ass. This is something. Why is his name so familiar to me? We are definitely immature. Have I heard of Skull and his brother from someone? Was it one of my new lupine friends? I remember them talking about the Great Wolf. It's time to start demanding more information from them. Skull speaks again. Fynn, please, I beg of you. You need not walk the road ahead of you to its very end. I only ask that you walk it until you feel you've found the right way forward for yourself and my people. The answers you seek will come to you by your own hand, and in their wake they will set our star upon its true course. Cryptic shit as usual. I really need to speak up this next time. Well then, I guess I have no problems promising that much at least. You have at least answered my questions, although I still don't know if I can trust you completely. As long as it doesn't impact my GPA, I'll see what I can do. If I decide to go with the wolves to their world, that is. I can hear his relief and gratitude immediately. Oh, Fynn, I thank you. Yours is a long, eventful journey, but by its end, I know you'll be all the better for it. Our time now is up. I must away. I shall return your mind back safely to your slumbering body. Please remember that our hopes go with you. Farewell for now, Fynn. I feel my mind drift as though I were about to fall asleep. My vision fades, and before I know it, I can feel myself in my body with my eyes closed, an almost lucid state. My eyes snap open as the effects of the dream wear off all at once. Sitting up, I shake off the lethargy and look over to see the golden beams of sunset pierce my thin curtains. I glance over my alarm clock. It's getting to be about the time I figured I'd call one of my wolf giants. Wait, my wolf giants? Whatever. It works for now. I should decide who I want to call out to. The one I'd be potentially going with to their realm tomorrow night. I quiet my mind, say Finder a few times, and then I think about him. And I'm just going to save here real quick. This is where we'll start using different saves. Alright, who's up first? Oh wait, there's a poll feature. Time to use the poll feature. Hang on, I'm setting up a poll. Manage poll. New poll. Whom? Oh, is Linus an option? Hang on. Arkin. Byron. Bjorn. Or Geralf. And start poll. Linus route when. Is Linus secret? Okay. Byron. I accidentally wrote Byron. Fuck. He'll be. Now I can just imagine just Fynn like sitting in like a chair, like one of those like rest chair things. He'll just be. It'll be the fuck this, I'm staying home with my cat. I felt that on a molecular level. Literally, I felt that on a molecular level. Just like, fuck this noise, I'm staying home with my cat. Alright, who won? And it looks like 83% of all the people who voted for Arkin. Good for you. I decided to call out to Arkin. He was the first wolf giant I met after all. I've known him longer than the other two. But there's more than that on my mind. He's athletic, tall, fur like a timber wolf with eyes like precious jade with a velvety, confident voice and demeanor to match. Comforting, considerate, smells like a meadow of flowers in the morning sun. Different realms magic wolves? Nah, bro. I got GPA to do and a cat to feed. So it's like, yeah, no. Fuck all y'all. I'm gonna stay home, cuddle with my cat, and watch the Great British Baking Show. Comforting, considerate, smells like a meadow of flowers in the morning sun. Feels like the right option, and more than that, he's helped me calm down a few times. I know I can trust him. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Plus, he likes to have his muzzle scratched. His soft, warm muzzle. Gay Rolf. Finder. Once more. Arkin, are you there? Yes, Fynn, I'm here. Have you decided on what you want to do? Not to rush you or anything, of course. I smile and think about what we talked about in the cafeteria. I know exactly where to take him. Can you meet me at my apartment? There's a cool place I think you'll enjoy and we can spend some time there alone. Absolutely! Y'all picked Barkin. I'll be on my way over there soon. Oh god, now I want to go through Arkin's name in the alphabet. Okay, so we have Arkin, Barkin, Karkin. Darkin.
Bitch. You better hand me the motherfucking Peyton. Right now.
Irkin. Farkin. Garkin. Harkin. Iarkin. Jarkin. Karkin. Okay, Larkin. Markin. Narkin. Oarkin. Parkin. Quarkin. Rarkin. Sarkin. Tarkin. Uarkin. Warkin. Xarkin. Yarkin. Zarkin.
Karkin.
We just went through the entire alphabet with his name. I'll be on my way over there soon. I can't help but pull my knees up to my chest and smile a little bit. I suddenly feel so excited and anxious for this. I think he'll be happy about it. Alrighty, Arkin. See you soon. I get out of bed to get dressed and call Linus in from outside. After I close my window and lock up the apartment, I head outside in the cool autumn air to wait for Arkin. Arkin and I walk into the large corner pub I have come to so many times before. It's stationed on the bottom floor of an apartment building, so it's got a great set of windows all along the front and side. Despite the foot traffic outside, it never gets too crowded here. The atmosphere is perfect to get cozy and have a chat with another person, human or otherwise. Walking to the waist-high desk near the entrance, I ask the hostess for a booth or two. Are you okay? Are you okay? You've been schnozzing. My dog is sneezing. What are you sneezing about, Bubby? Arkin looks around, anxious but very noticeably excited. We're seated almost immediately. The pub bears maybe a dozen total patrons excluding us, with half of them at a single table near the corner where the two walls of windows meet. Arkin and I are in a booth closer to the inner corner opposite the table of 6. The hostess points to our menu tucked into a small caddy on the wall end of the booth and informs us there will be a server to take our order in a few minutes. After looking over the menu on the table for a minute, I spot it. The prized dish Arkin so desperately desired. Hey, Arkin! You can speak and read my language, right? Even in spite of your otherworldly status? Arkin nods. A sly smile spreads swiftly across my face. Arkin, offset by this, puts a finger atop the menu I'm looking at and tips it down so we can see what I'm looking at. He didn't even need to read the entry. There's a picture of the meal adorning the outer corner of the menu. His face lights up and his smile is wider than my own now. Fynn! Is that what I think it is? Yeah, sure is. Bangers and mash. Probably not as good as your mom's. We'll have to try some here first. So I know when I finally do try hers, won't I? I picked this place because I thought I recognized the name and description when you gave them to me. I'm glad I was right. Arkin looks genuinely excited at the revelation. He looks me in the eyes and gives me a warm smile. A comfort to help me feel at home in your realm. Truly a kind gift, Fynn. I, however, have also brought a gift for you. Please close your eyes. Trust me. What was that? Fuck. I did a thing. Hang on. It like just registered my headphones as unplugged. Hang on, I gotta fix it real quick. Oh, there it goes. I don't have it in me to argue or defy. I'm a little curious now. Oh my god, thank you for the follow. Hiya. I close my eyes, and then something gently caresses the tip of my nose. Is that... Can I open my eyes now? I felt something touch my nose. I know what it is before I open my eyes, but I want to confirm a sweet gesture for myself. The aroma is too familiar for me to be anything else. Yes, Fynn! You may open your eyes now. I open my eyes to the most beautiful roses I've ever seen. Arkin, these are beautiful. You remembered my favorite flower. I'm so touched. The wolf giant smiles at me widely, proud. I can't help but to smile back, my gaze locked to those pure jade eyes. I take the roses from him and feel the blush on my face. Ah! I lay the flowers carefully onto the table. When the waitress, a kindly older woman, comes over, I ask her for a glass of lukewarm water for the flowers. She smiles and nods. We give her our order, 2 plates of bangers and mash and 2 mugs of beer. After the waitress leaves with our orders, Arkin and I make small talk. I ask general questions about what he's been doing with his time while not looking for me or being around me when necessary. He's pretty athletic. And he's talking. The waitress brings us 2 rather large mugs of beer. The gym building in your college is quite fantastic. I had to have some people show me how to use the equipment, but it makes for a nice way to spend my time. I wouldn't know. I had no idea we even had a fitness center on campus until you told me just now. Most of my exercise comes from my walking to and fro here in the city, and since moving out here, I haven't so much as looked at a gym. The waitress has returned to the kitchen, probably trying to get us our food. It's been just about enough time now considering the number of topics upon which Arkin and I have reflected. Well, come with me sometime. We'll make it fun, and even though you look pretty healthy, it's always good to keep up with exercise. I'm always running about doing things for people in my village, and the tasks keep me pretty fit. Fit is an understatement. All 3 of my wolf friends are very well built. Even for his height, Geralf managed to absolutely toss Tucker, who isn't small himself, like throwing a trash bag into a dumpster. Yeah, we chose Arkin. Arkin has half a foot on Geralf and twice as much bulk. I don't even want to imagine how strong he is. Or Bjorn, for that matter. The waitress brings our food over, and I smile to her in thanks while switching to using mind speak to talk to Arkin without being overheard as she straightens up the tables nearby. We eat and communicate mentally. You do a lot for the people of your village, I guess. Guess. That's admirable. I'm happy to have found such a kind person. You're too kind. But yes, the people in my village are like family, and I do my best to help when I can. Well, how about the great chief side of things? Tell me, what are you hoping to get out of that role? I'd like to know what my potential decision is endorsing, so to speak. My hope is to become the great chief and bring a better future to both my village as well as all tribes throughout the Ironwood. I need to be direct with you, Fynn. There are many matters that are ignored by the elders and even the previous great chief. The last time villages all seemed to be prospering was our next to last great chief passed away. The waitress heads back toward the kitchen, and our mind speak floats into voice speaking seamlessly. I look at the flowers Arkin gifted me, now sitting in their temporary accommodations as another question comes to mind. You guys used magic to find somewhere to stay, right? Here's a bit of silence and I can feel him tense up. He's looking down at his food as though he's lost his appetite. But he picks up his fork again and stabs a sausage. After taking a bite and finishing it, he speaks. Yes, I know what you said yesterday and I know I agree with you. In the end, it could end up hurting someone. However, at present we don't necessarily have much of a choice. His eyes betray his true feelings on the subject. And there is no real way to see how or when the glamour wears off, if at all. How did you manage to find the Holmes then? Maybe I can help with, damage control. Well, our elders have done extensive research into this realm and its current ways of life. There was magic used to enable us to find our own living spaces. We were given glamoured pages that look to be checks and identification cards for the landlords to perform background checks with. Arkin shakes his head with disapproval. If I'm honest, a lot of it's over my head, But there is what we call intention magic left residually on objects such as our IDs and the checks. It lets us change the way a person perceives their situation in order to make sure our intended result will come to pass. The object this intention magic is used on simply needs to be present nearby until it's no longer needed. I sigh. I know he needs my help, but I can't help but feel guilty for what these wolf giants are potentially doing. The elders must have good intentions, but this honestly leaves a bad taste in my mouth, Arkin. Hope we're able to mend what harm is caused by this. Arkin tilts his head as though acknowledging my concerns. Well, harm or no, this is necessary. Taking into account the entirety of one's realm's security and future, a few people and another suffering a few setbacks seems like a small thing to trade. Not that I like it any more than you do, mind you. I am just unable to change our tactics. Seems like it's just an afterthought to these elders of yours, though. They can use magic to manipulate people, but can't use it to keep track of who they're hurting and make reparations. Not cool. I'm hoping to be able to tell them off as soon as possible, but I keep this from him. So, what issues are being overlooked exactly? You mentioned matters being ignored. The waitress looks to be heading back toward us to refill our beers, so we switch to mind speak after I nudge Arkin with my foot. Well, there were a lot of sick people and orphaned children after we suffered a blight a few decades back. I myself was still very young, so I don't remember it that well, but my mother always told me it was our duty to help out where we could. Okay, be safe. Still, I thank the waitress as she returns with full mugs of beer. Arkin nods toward her, then turns his gaze toward me once more. Remember what you said about the girl working in the cafeteria? How she likely needed to work there because it helped pay for her classes? I nod and let him continue. The waitress is gone now, but he continues in mind speak. Well, the great chief, before he disappeared, declared a grand expedition to the furthest reaches of our realm. In exchange for their participation, the young and able-bodied would have a salary paid to their families. And the more wolves in a village was able to send, the higher their priority in the great chief's relief efforts for the blight became. Since the blight occurred just before this expedition, many smaller villages like my own had too many sick and weak citizens to send anybody. Those villages were ignored and left to rot. I feel my stomach drop. He hadn't made it seem as though things were this bad. His previous demeanor and his general attitude did little to betray the truth of his situation, and I suddenly found my fists clenched and my blood boiling. Not at him, per se. How could any so-called great chief just let people suffer like that? I relieve my fist of its own tension and reach that hand to Arkin's forearm to comfort him. We sit in silence for a bit until Arkin changes the subject. I'm grateful he does. Even though I brought it up, it is a bit of a drag to be concerned about the ethics of magic and the suffering of entire villages, while being essentially useless to help. How about you? What is your home like? You said you moved out here, so I assumed... He's trying to lighten the mood. I shouldn't let him down. I nod. I nod chuckily. Yeah, I'm not from the city. I come from a suburban area. It's only about a half hour away by train, which I'm actually about to take tomorrow to go to my parents' home. Ah, I hope your travel is smooth then. What was life like there? It's all a blur, really. It all seems to have happened with me just looking on. I remember thinking it was quieter than here, for one. I remember having a few friends growing up, but after I finished high school, most of them came out here or left the area entirely. Spent a few years sort of drifting from one job to another, not really knowing what I wanted to do with myself. Not really even trying to do anything with myself. Then last year I decided to finally try to earn a degree and see if I couldn't maybe find my passion along the way, whatever that may be. I notice Arkin's food is finished. I myself am pretty close to finishing as well. Oh, do you want to order a plate to take home, by the way? We can have them prepared so it's ready in time. Arkin smiles and nods. I flagged down the waitress, asking for a to-go order and for the checks after it's ready. She smiles and heads off to the kitchen after cleaning our dishes. So, what would you like to do after you finish with your studies? Honestly, I don't know. I started much later than my friends, as I mentioned. With everything going on now, I kind of just want to help you three out as best as I can. Maybe I can find some inspiration. He lights up at this, and I get another smile. Oh, so you'll help us then? I mean, I know you would, but we didn't want to force you. I'm still thinking about it, but leaning toward yes. He takes my hand and shakes it with both his paw hands. I can feel the pads against my skin. They're warm and a bit coarse, but still feel pretty nice. Oh, thank you, Fynn. You've just given me such relief. His eyes give truth to his words. It's as though it were his birthday and I had all of the presents he wanted on display. After a few moments, he settles down. Like I told you before, though, I really do have a lot going on. The fact that you guys aren't necessarily rushing me is really your saving grace here. I expect my time to be respected, and of course, in turn, I'll respect yours as I'm able to. Arkin nods, then lets go of my hand at last. So, anything specific happening you need help to deal with, aside from us wolf giants? I sigh. This part always bothers me to talk about. Yeah, my mom. She has a bit of a drinking problem. It's usually not so bad, but it doesn't help that my dad... I stop myself. He doesn't need to know about this. The mood is just coming back from its decline after all. Wait, what? What's happening with your father? Is there some trouble? I shake my head. No, Arkin! Don't worry about that. Let's see, aside from that stuff in school... Oh! This is strange, but I've been having dreams about this wolf, or wolves, chasing the sun and the moon. One of them spoke to me. It asked for help, too. Oh, that's Fynn. You could just be projecting because of meeting us. Maybe your mind is just having trouble processing everything. That does sound a bit like an old story I remember my mother telling me. Well, it felt real. Wolf said his name was Skull. Wait, what? Did you say Skull? I nod, a bit surprised as his voice raised a bit. I motion for him to keep his voice down, and he shakes a hand in the air, dismissively. Fynn! We need to get the others to talk to us right now! Confused by a sudden change in demeanor, I nod and watch as Arkin gets up and heads towards the exit. Thankfully, the waitress returns with a smile, and even more thankfully, no questions. With Arkin's takeout in our check. I leave enough for the bill and a nice tip, thank the waitress, and after gathering my jacket and Arkin's food, I quickly follow him outside. We're going to leave off here tonight. La 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 la. Gotta have some sort of cliffhanger. Yeah. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.